Greetings, my friends. Greetings, my beautiful ladies. I trust you're doing well. I hope you're keeping safe. I hope work is going on well. If you're in business, I hope business is doing well. I hope your families are doing well. And if at the time you're watching this video, for one reason or another, you're not at your best, I also pray that we keep our faith in God and that God is going to strengthen you and renew your strength. Thank you so much for joining me today. Now, in the last episode, I was reflecting about the story of Martha and Mary and just really looking at where Mary was seated when Jesus came to visit them. Mary chose to sit at the feet of Jesus to listen to him, while Martha was really busy running around, and he was even complaining, why isn't Jesus asking Mary to help her? And after sharing that reflection, my beautiful lady, something crossed my mind about the issue of positioning. You know, how well positioned are you? And when you're thinking about positioning, whether it's positioning for power, positioning for leadership, positioning for whatever it is you can imagine, is Christ with you there? As God sent you, has God allowed you in that position? Or even that position that you're really seeking, or the positioning you're really desiring, what is the end goal? Is it out of selfish interest? Is it to glorify God? So this topic of positioning is really very much in my mind and in my heart, and something I always like to say, and my prayer is that in whatever place or situation that I find myself, that you find yourself, my beautiful lady, may the humility of Christ really drive us so that in everything we seek, God is going to be glorified. Now, to continue this reflection, I want to start, and maybe I'll share this in two parts. I want to start by sharing the story of Moses, but then um, I will read Exodus chapter 33. So, Exodus chapter 33, and I just want to start reflecting gradually from verse 12. So, I'll share with you my reflections as I go, but I invite you, as I always do, when you have some time, go and read the book of Exodus chapter 33, and we just see what positioning for Moses looked like. So, this is verse 12. Moses said to the Lord, "You have been telling me, lead these people, but you have not let me know whom you will send with me." So already Moses is being set out for something, and already he has his anxieties. And my beautiful ladies, sometimes there's also the things we desire to do, or sometimes you have clarity in terms of the task or what you know you're supposed to do, but you still have fears and doubts. So even though it's clear, even though God has given you an opportunity, you're still doubtful and wondering whether you have all the resources or all the support you need. I don't know if that's a situation you find yourself in. Let me continue a little bit. You have said, still verse 12, "I know you by name, and you have found favor with me. If you are pleased with me, teach me your ways, so I may know you and continue to find favor with you. Remember that this nation is your people." My beautiful lady, I just want to pause briefly as we reflect on verse 12 and 13. That on the one hand, verse 12, Moses is really doubtful, and or maybe he's anxious and is asking God, "You're sending me, but who are you sending me with?" So already he's feeling he doesn't have the capacity. And my beautiful lady, sometimes that is us. You have an opportunity, a great opportunity that God has given you, or that is presented to you. And it is presented to you because you have what it takes, but you start doubting. You start wondering, can I actually really do it? But also, on the other hand, what I am learning, and I really like here that Moses is sharing, is that he says, verse 13, "If you are pleased with me, teach me your ways, so I may know you and continue to find favor with you." So for me here, it's the humility and also just acknowledging that when you're in God's presence, there's a lot that God can teach you. And indeed, God is the one who's going to lead you and guide you and show you what to do. So when you're thinking about the opportunities or a key decision you need to make, because God is presenting to you something wonderful that you just need to embrace, there could be fear. You could have your fears and doubts. But I think one way, and that's what I'm picking from this scripture, that Moses is also dealing with it, is to know, you know what? If God is with you, if you have invited God in to accompany you, then there is no need, there is no reason to be afraid. So, for that opportunity, my beautiful lady, that you have, why are you afraid? Why are you holding back? And when these fears of doubt start creeping in, do you consult God? Do you take this to the Lord in prayer? Do you tell God, these are my worries, these are my fears, thank you for this opportunity, and just really talk to God about it? Because our confidence is in knowing that what God has ordained, it will be successful. That when God walks with you, then He takes away the fear. He gives you the peace, He gives you the courage you need, and He will align. He will align the right people for you. So as you go about your day today, my beautiful lady, in case you are fearful or you are afraid to step up into a new role or to step up and step into a new territory, you're afraid to do new things, you're afraid really to rise, you're afraid to embrace opportunities that are given you. Today, this is the message that God has for you. I am with you. And the same way He was with Moses, remember He's the author of everything, He's going to ordain your steps. So invite Jesus in and let Him lead you. Do not be afraid. Thanks a lot for joining me today. I wish you a beautiful day as we just reflect on how are we positioning ourselves to really hear the voice of God.